Yeah.
Okay, so I've dined up. Okay? So basically now, this is all sterile. So I can touch it now, right? So what I usually do is I break my catheter set down, okay? All right, I break it down, and I go ahead and I open up my flosses. So in this instance, open up both of them, but I'm only going to open one today, okay? And then I also go ahead and I open up my jelly. This thing was hard to open earlier, so let me see. Okay. All right. And I some people pour their jelly, and I just set it back over here. Some people pour their jelly in the container. I don't do that. I leave it in there. So then that way, and I'm going to show you the reason why. So then, this is your sterile water, okay? So you get rid of that. And this is your catheter, okay? So always, always, always blow your catheter up first to make sure your balloon is working correct, is intact. Now, if your balloon is burst, you're going to see that right away, right? Because it's going to go everywhere in here and everything, right? So my balloon is okay. Now, if you want, you can leave this attached. Now, the one I had earlier, it kept popping out, popping out, popping out. So this one is okay. So I'm going to just leave it like that. But now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my tip and I'm going to insert it in my jelly. Okay? And I'm just going to leave it. Because then that way when I go, all I got to do is pull it out and insert it. And I don't have to worry about the air hitting the jelly and all that, okay? So now I'm touching the patient. So this hand is no longer what?
Sterile.
It's what?
Contaminated.
Clean.
Clean, definitely.
So now, basically what I'm going to do, I'm looking for the lady. So sometimes you might need your pen light or whatever. Now, the same way with cleansing. I always make sure that I cleanse my patient good, okay? So you take it, and I always swab from what? Up to down.
Mm-hmm.
Throw this out, but I'm just going to play like I'm throwing it out. Get another one, up to down. Throw it out, up to down, okay? And I do that procedure at least twice, okay? So that's why I said you need more than one. I'm going to stick this back in there, okay? So now that I know that I've cleaned my patient, I'm going to let her know that I'm going to insert. So now I can touch this. Okay? It's in there. So I'm going to throw that away, just as I can throw it away. And I'm going to let her know that I'm inserting the Foley. Okay? Now my hand is still clean, right? So once it's in, take a deep breath. I'm going to push. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to push a little. So now I see urine return. So I know I'm in. So I'm going to go ahead on, and I'm going to inflate my balloon. So it's in already. So now I can navigate however I want to. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So it's in, touch this. You got your clamp for your gown. Some people take. So now, what you usually do is pull back on this. Okay? When you pull back on this, it lets you know that it's secure and it's in place. Okay? The balloon. Now you ask her is she comfortable, feeling any pain, pressure, burning, irritation, anything. She say, okay, you're good to go, as long as it's draining. So now you're going to take your bag out. You take your bag out, and you want to hang your bag where? Below. So now everything is draining, okay? It's in place. She's good to go. You want to always label your Foley, the time, everything. You put it in. There's a little sticker in there. You label it, and you're good to go. Now, if she complains of pressure or anything like that, it's already in. So you still have your syringe, okay? Maybe you blew the balloon up too large for her, or maybe it's not in quite, maybe it's in, but maybe it's in the wrong spot, okay? So you see urine, but you see the urine not really flowing because she's on diuretic, but you see some urine come out. So maybe that was residual, so maybe you're not in the right place. So then you want to play with it while it's in, and so, you know, take some out and say, okay, is that comfortable for you? But making sure that it doesn't slide all the way out, okay? Then if she said yes, it hurts, then what you might want to do is decrease this a little bit, take your new catheter set, put a new one in, and see if you hit a different spot where the urine is going to be flowing, okay? And then once you do that, you can remove this one, okay? You don't want to blow up both balloons in the same period, though. You just want to use it as a guide because you don't want to make sure you go back into the same place, okay? So then once you do that, you're good to go. You sit it back up, and you're done, okay? So your main goal is when you're putting the Foley catheter in, the main goal is to maintain your sterile field. That's your main goal. Once that tip is in and it's sterile, you're good to go, okay? Because guess what? Once you're finished, this is no longer sterile anyway, right? Because the layer's going to be, so it's no longer sterile anymore. But your main goal. And the reason why I say that is because a lot of times, now in the real world, do they follow these sterile procedures all the way? Absolutely not. Because guess what? Like I said, this is difficult. So sometimes the nurse will go ahead and stick it in,